In this segment, I want to take a look at long division because of polynomials, and that is because we use division to show if something is a factor or not. Something is a factor means it divides in evenly, there's no remainder. Okay, you may have done this before, you may be a little rusty, so let's go through the steps. If we have the function g of x equals x cubed minus 2x squared minus 11x plus 12, I'm going to use long division to determine if these two things are factors. That is, do they divide evenly without a remainder? Okay, now the rule is what we're dividing into, that's called the dividend. That goes underneath the box here. You need to make sure that that's in order, okay, left to right, and that there are no missing terms. So we have a cube, a square, an x, and then a constant. If I had been missing this x term, I'd put a 0x in there as a placeholder. What we're dividing by, the divisor goes out front. Okay, now this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do like little mini problems, okay? I'm going to say x to the third divided by x. X to the third divided by x. That would leave me with x squared, right? So that answer goes up here. And then I take this answer and I multiply it times what's out front. Okay, so that means x squared times x, that's x to the third. X squared times negative 4 would be negative 4x squared. Now with normal long division you would say now you subtract, but subtracting is really changing the signs and adding, and for polynomial division that's really the safest way to do it. Students who don't follow my advice here usually end up with all kinds of sign errors. So just with your pencil put the new sign and circle it so you know which one to use. This was negative, I'm going to put a plus and circle it there. And then I add, well, the positive x cubed minus x cubed cancel. That should always happen. Negative 2x squared and positive 4x squared would leave me with a positive 2x squared. And then we bring down our next term in line. And we repeat this whole process. So we do our little mini problem. The 2x squared gets divided by x. Well, that's going to reduce down to 2x, and it's positive, so put a plus sign, plus 2x. Again, you take the 2x times the x and get 2x squared. You take the 2x times the negative 4, and you get negative 8x. To subtract, we're going to change those signs, and then we're going to add. So positive 2, negative 2 cancels. Negative 11 plus 8 leaves me with a negative 3, and then bring down our 12. One last time, negative 3x gets divided by x. How much would that be? Well, that would be a negative 3, so put negative 3 up in our answer spot. And then take that negative 3 times x, that gets me negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 4 gets me a positive 12. But I have to change the signs and then add, so that actually is negative 3 plus 3 cancels. This was positive 12, now that's negative 12, and so that's going to cancel also. So the zero remainder here tells me that x minus 4 is a factor. Okay? Now let's take a look at this next one. We're dividing into the same polynomial. The only difference is it's x plus 2 on the outside. So what are we doing? We're doing little mini problems. X cubed divided by x, well, that's x squared. What do you do with x squared? You multiply it times both things out here and get x cubed plus 2x squared. But I want to change the signs on both of those and then add. So that cancels all my x cubes. A negative 2 minus 2 more is going to be a negative 4x squared. Bring down our negative 11x. And then we take negative 4x squared, divide away an x, that would leave me with a negative 4x. Now negative 4x times x is negative 4x squared. Negative 4x times positive 2 will be a negative 8x. Change both of those signs and then add in your column. Negative 4, positive 4 cancel. Negative 11 plus 8 leaves us with negative 3x. Bring down our plus 12 and do one last little problem. Negative 3x divided by x is a negative 3. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times positive 2 would be a negative 6. Change both of those signs and then add your columns. The negative 3, positive 3 cancels as it always should, and positive 12 plus 6 is 18. So this time we have a remainder and it's not 0. So that means we don't have a factor here.